to be able to be part of this transition to be better savers?
Yes, definitely it is a concern for us as a bank and as a country that we've not really inculcated a savings culture. For us, we've put in products which enable customers to save. And what really happens is if you are in an income-generating activity, maybe a salaried, then what we do is we ask you to get a product like Save As You Earn so that you can put a little bit. As you earn something, you put a little bit on the side for a rainy day. So we have products which have been created for all walks of, all types of people, all types of businesses that you have, which will address your need for savings. So we have a wide range to address that key component of giving you an opportunity to save.
All
for
right.
the youngsters, we have mobile banking for them.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we are living in a generation where digital is the new normal, and it has been cited as the next frontier of growth. And looking at some statistics, between December 2007 and December 2018, Kenya's gross savings rate dipped from 11.7% to an all-time low of 6.1%. Of course, what would be the next issue when it comes to what are some of the factors that contributed to this, and what needs to be done to turn this around, especially in tapping new platforms like what you just mentioned, the mobile banking and the digital platform in terms of what it has to offer?
Okay, thank you, Abby. What normally happens is when the economy is not doing well, then people find it hard to save because you save what you have. So if you're struggling to make ends meet, then you can't have that little bit of excess for you to be able to save. So as the economy improves, you find people saving more and more. And the problem is also as the economy dips, people go back into their savings and remove whatever little that was there to address their day-to-day needs. So we really look at the economic situation of the country. Normally the political situation, once it goes a little bit south, then you find economic activities also slowing down. You find institutions not being able to meet the day-to-day challenges of even addressing the needs of their employees. During this COVID situation, you found companies now have really had to lay off people. So people have gone back to their savings to really pick up whatever it is little just to survive on a day-to-day. There's been massive retrenchments, people losing their jobs. So you expect people will not have that little cushion to put aside for a rainy day. For us, what we've tried to do is bring in products, especially for on mobile banking, where we have an app where the young can be able to save, and people who are adapt to a mobile phone and technology on internet, they're able now to do their savings without coming to a physical branch. What we see is due to the generational gaps that we have between our customers, the younger generation usually prefer the mobile phones, and we've tried now to get into that youth space and see how we can address by, first of all, just bringing up the literacy levels in terms of what it means to save and what advantages they have in saving. And then for the older generation, we're still having the old model of the bank where they're able to come in and socialize and meet our staff, and they'll be able to get those kind of services in those situations.
All right. And tied to this, like you did mention, many companies were stretched beyond limits, and it affected the cost of living, which clearly remains high in the country, and the economy is yet to recover, especially when you look at the rate of unemployment, which is standing at about 40%. And looking at a recent survey by the Central Bank of Kenya, it shows that the growth in deposit savings witnessed by SACCOs, what are some of the opportunities in terms of growing this number to promote a savings culture for the country?
One of the key things that's coming through is we found that people coming into groups, the way the SACCO model works, in terms of encouraging each other to save, really works well. What we find is when groups come together, then there's that peer pressure in terms of challenging each other to put some money aside, the table banking, put some money, little money aside, and then the merry-go-rounds which are been set up where people now can sit together and have that group pressure to save. Apart from that, there's also now the individual pressure. What goals am I setting for myself to be able to push up my savings? What goals am I setting up? What am I budgeting for? Is it to buy a car? Is it to buy a house? Is it to buy a plot somewhere? As you know, Kenyans are usually like buying plots. So if you put that as a target, then you can save and put that and push up your savings culture up. For us, it's just to encourage, especially for us in Postbank, we put in those products which will be able to help them save. But also, in addition, the government has also given an interest-free benefit on tax. If you get that interest on your savings, then it's not taxed, so you don't have to pay withholding tax when you save with Postbank and a savings account. So there are those little things that are being put in place to assist.
And as we wrap it up, sir, I'd like to just get your future outlook for the bank. In brief, as we wrap up, what does the bank have to look forward to into the future? Because Postbank is one of the oldest institutions in the country.
Thank you. Now that you mention it, Postbank has been there since 1910, so we are 109 years old. So I was making a joke with some of our customers today morning when we were celebrating the day. They're telling them, if you had saved 100 shillings a day and you are now 109, you can imagine how much money you would have made. So for us, it's just to encourage those customers to be able to save and come up with that big pocket of money. As the savings day today it was all about was when you save a bit, big things follow. And translated loosely in Kiswahili is kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. Basically, that's what would make the day for us. So for us, we just encourage our customers, continue saving, continue coming to Postbank. And there's a bright future for us in Postbank. When you look at our mandate, is collect savings and have a savings culture. And we go out of our way to do trainings. We've partnered with government, Ministry of Youth, just to ensure that our youth are able to get the literacy training they need, the literacy financial training that they need to encourage them to save. So there's so many of those activities that are taking place.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And we appreciate the role that you play as an institution. And I actually did the math. If you saved 100 shillings for 109 years, that will be translating to about 3.978 billion shillings by today. And that is without interest. So it's time to save. Save something for a rainy day. Let's move on now to some more news. And the economic disruption caused by COVID-19 has seen more Kenyans rely more on lending, and this space has been made available by digital lenders. The unregulated sectors have been accused of offering punitive loans to Kenyans, with the CBK seeking to regulate them. KTN's Noah Kimboi had a conversation with Tala's regional manager, Ivan Mboa, on emerging issues and the future of digital